5 Spider-Man Rogues Gallery,
Mm-hmm.
would Craven make your top 5?
No.
No. Like, just toss a few out, even just 2 or 3. Toss out 2 or 3 of your top Spider-Man villains.
Oh man.
You don't have to be specific. Just 3. Just grab 3.
There's obviously Doc Ock.
Mm-hmm.
The Lizard Man.
Yeah, the Lizard.
And then maybe Rhino.
Yep, and that's pretty good. And dude, Sandman, Venom.
Venom.
You know what I'm saying?
I
That's
leave out
fine.
Venom because Venom is a character
Scorpion.
in himself.
Scorpion.
I don't put Venom anymore as just a
You're true. But then Scorpion. The Goblin.
yeah Scorpion. Now the Goblin, definitely is.
Like, you didn't see how easy it is to fill his rogues gallery before you get to Craven? It's ridiculous. Then the Kingpin. You know, he's went up against Spider-Man almost as much as Daredevil, big iconic. So, I mean, that was already more than 6 villains, and I didn't get to Craven. You know, so I'm like, Craven's not even up there in my list. He's not even one of the more interesting ones at all.
I mean, I think they sort of always fail starting off Spider-Man anyway, because they usually go with one of the big. I think if you really want to do a good Spider-Man, when he first gets his power in the low levels, that's when you would do maybe Craven.
Yeah.
You know, or
somebody who
Rhino,
doesn't have a long history with him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just their own build.
Well, it's just because the tier level of Superman, Spider-Man's villains are all over the place, man. Mm-hmm. And I mean, as a movie universe, you need to have a little bit more. You know, it's not a comic book. Comic books can be all over the place. People are used to it.
Yeah, like good movie. Well, also even just good movie one villains or villains who don't need to have a history.
You want
with
that
them.
progression in a movie.
Like I like the idea of him knowing Doc Ock and then of course I just drew a blank, but the Lizard, the Doctor, the Lizard for a while before they changed.
Yeah,
him knowing Harry.
Yeah,
and
I like
Norman
that. I like him.
Osborn.
I like them being professors at his university or
Norman
or school
and Harry
or
for years.
The internship, building that relationship to make those villains a little more
working with Eddie for a while, you know, and building a rivalry.
And that's why you use your lower tier villains early
like
on,
like Rhino and other guys. You know, Rhino makes a great escalation for end of the movie that he's fighting normal villains and he meets.
Well, that's
somebody
when he gets to learn the level of strength he has because he's stronger than Rhino, you know, and that's Rhino's ability. It's his strength pretty much and durability, you know, and so you get to, by doing the low tier, you get to sort of show his different aspects before he has to use them all against a high tier, you know.
Yeah, and Craven's a good early on villain because Craven's coming in with all this skill and ability.
Yeah.
But the reason Craven's a threat to him is Spider-Man is Craven fights all out. He's lethal.
Yeah.
He's, you know, and Spider-Man's holding back, and then Spider-Man had to go like, wait a minute, man.
Well,
I can take you down if I get serious.
And also, I mean, it's an aspect of showing off Spider-Man's intelligence, you know, because he outsmarts Craven. Craven's a really smart hunter, you know, and so he has to outthink. But anyway, that's all. Neither here nor there. Let's get started.
But Craven is not in a movie to be built.
Or not. We won't get started. We'll keep rambling. Okay, now we'll get started. Welcome to Dicejunkies. I'm Xenodamus. I'm here with
Q.
And it's our boy Bloodaxe's birthday today, so he is out and about enjoying himself with the fam. So happy birthday, Bloodaxe. We'll see you next time.
You know what? Dicejunkies' birthday is not something that can be filmed, if you know what I mean. So we gotta let him go do his thing.
Yeah, I don't want to think about his.
Like I said, cannot be filmed.
Yeah. All right. What we got going on, man? We not a heavy news week. Also, I know you were really busy this week. I was really busy this week. Then we had the CoastCon. We went down to yesterday. Spent all day down there. Met up with some old friends and
great time, man. I mean, a few shout outs. I got to do that, man. We got to go down there and we got our boy Bloodaxe with the 501st and doing his thing. Tortured Earth was down there running games and selling. They're also saying they got their figurines out now and some great 3D printing.
Yeah, they're working on some
new novel line tie-in with their game.
Apocalypse,
it looks incredible.
Apocalypse novel.
Yeah, it looks really good. Y'all got to check it out. I love when there's a novel to support a game. So there's a new thing going on there that looks really good. We're going to try around Mississippi Comic-Con to try to snag them, to maybe get them in here so they can show it off with you. We're going to be working on that.
Demo.
Yeah, of course, the Rob Serio decided to bless everybody with his celebrity presence.
Yeah. So threw us without the beard,
Yeah. He was in disguise, but you can't hide.
Yeah.
The Rob Serio. He could try, but he'll never be able to disguise himself. So that was great getting down there. We made some plans for CypherCon. We'll let you know. We'll keep you updated on that. So there may be some surprise appearances. Some Dicejunkies may be breaking into the pub crawl, fingers crossed.
We'll see.
Fingers crossed. We'll see with that. But it was great. A great time down there. They had a lot going on, so that was wonderful. I'm really glad we managed to get down there.
Always good to see friendly faces,
Absolutely.
Especially in today's age,
So a lot of fun. I'm glad that we had to take a bite out of the schedule to do it, but it was worth it.
Yeah.
Came back, crashed. I crashed last night, man. I was trying to get online with some people, man, and they were just like, Q, you're snoring. And I was like, huh?
You actually tried to do your game when you got back, man?
I made it to the end. So when they said, all right, we're done, I immediately started snoring. And they said, dude, I said, you said we were done. They're like, man, you snored 5 seconds after I said that. It's like, all right, we're done.
we did spend more than a total of 5 hours on the road yesterday.
But that shows how dedicated I am to the game. And I made it until somebody said the word, we're done, and then I was gone. And then apparently you thought you were good, got up to date, said nope. Crashed.
Yeah.
But
well, because I still had some steam when I got home. I got some bad news. I'll tell you about that later. But family stuff, not something for the show. And so I ended up that woke me up, and so I ended up playing around on my computer for a bit, and then I finally did go to sleep. And
somebody has an ultra wide monitor, huh?
Yeah. I played around with the new ultra wide, and
how much is one, man? Because you made me. I'm just literally looking at it going like, oh, that's not a big deal. Then I'm just looking at it going like, how much?
I actually got that one on sale for about $200.
Oh, good.
And it was normally a $400 monitor.
So I gotta watch them because what he and Jared think is a reasonable price for tech. Because he'll be like, man, I got this reasonable, $1,400. And I'm just
the one I want, and the reason I didn't get it was because it was going to require additional cost on top of the monitor. Was about $699.
Oh, that's for you. That's shockingly reasonable because what you usually want is a terrifying number.
Oh no, I'm trying to be reasonable.
You remember what you told me about the video card you really wanted?
Well, I didn't tell you about a new laptop.
No, I'm so scared that time that you were like, yeah, I got this video card. The one I want is this, and I just looked at you and went, yeah. What does it do? Does it solve world hunger?
The laptop I just bought cost me $4,000, but
that would keep me up at night. What is that? You know what? I don't even want to know what it does because it got to be doing something to make you happy.
Has the new 14th Gen i9 in it, 64 gigs of RAM, 2 terabyte SSD, 4090 NVIDIA card.
I should have known when you switched everything over to your laptop for gaming, it was because it was a monster.
It's more powerful than this desktop.
Yeah, okay. Because it's weird. He was moving all this tech over here and going, I'm hooking everything up to my laptop. I'm going like, why would he be doing that? Now I found out because he bought like a laptop that's used to fight. He could fight crime with it, apparently, if he needed to.
No, here's the thing. So this desktop has been upgraded.
When you turn around and said, look at him, he's geeking out.
This desktop has been upgraded multiple times. It's got so many hard drives shoved into it from filming and stuff like that.
Like this big too.
Yeah, I mean it's a full sized tower with all the wiring space. Anyway, this thing's been being upgraded for over 10 years now. And it's at this time where next time I do a build on this desktop, it's going to be a whole new build. So I got the laptop to fill in that gap between when I do the new
because you can get the laptop with all the tech already in it. It's already compatible. It's miniaturized. I mean, the laptops. I got it. I mean, I was considering that for my next upgrade. I was thinking, man, next upgrade, I would need to upgrade so much for stuff to work that I would be better off doing like you and just buying one piece of hardware that just has all the latest tech. And yeah, I'd expect it to cost about $4,000. That actually isn't that I balked, but it's what I'd expect.
Yeah, no, I mean it's $4,000 for a laptop with everything at the latest at what I need.
Yeah,
so, not bad, honestly.
I mean, I'm still not doing it anytime soon, but hey, I'm like,
yeah. All right, enough of my geek tech talk. I need eventually I need to do a tech section to Maniacal Mayhem. You know, like
you and Jarek, because when you because you know I'm like as Bloodaxe is the anime, and what's funny is I like tech, but they go to a level where I'm just like, I'm just starting to lean off and go like, yeah, that was interesting for the first 30 seconds, and then after a while I'm just like. And oh my God, don't let Jarek say the word Linux, because then I'm just like, all right, I'm gone. He went into Linux. Like once he starts talking about Linux, I'm out. I'm gone.
Well, to keep us a little bit inside the tech universe, our first topic is Fortnite game developer Epic Games allegedly hacked. Now Epic says there's no evidence that they have been hacked. But this is one of the reasons. I mean, Epic is probably, dude. I think I hear about them getting hacked more than any other service, and this is why I never wanted to buy games on Epic, and why when I did buy games, I used a prepaid credit card to buy games when I did, and
and for my boy, I get him the point cards. I get him a card because he does Fortnite. I know my son's brother likes Fortnite, and I get him the cards that have the points on it. So I would never put my card into Epic. Well, not Epic in particular, just really any of those games. I wouldn't, obviously.
Yeah. And
I'm not going to pick on Epic. I wouldn't do that to any of them. Even on Xbox, I would get an Xbox card.
With several services now doing the temporary cards. I mean, hell, on your Apple phone now, I think you can hit a button and reset your credit card number, with services like that out now, I suggest it's not just for Epic, but like any of these services, slowly start switching over to cards that maybe can't lead as much back to your information.
Well, I'm resetting my debit card this year anyway. I mean, that's the fun. I like to every now and then even my debit card. It's a bad idea every year or two to just go ahead and go in there and get a new debit card number.
Never use a debit card to purchase any of this stuff.
I mean, yeah, that too, but. Just even to be double sure, if you don't know if you slipped up, you can go to your bank, and now, especially with Trustmark, they will print you a new card on the spot. You can go in there and say, I get a new card.
Yeah, most of them are really good about switching out that stuff.
Yeah, you can print you a new card. You'll walk out of there with a brand new card, with a new number. They'll do it right there. Don't be afraid. Now, while like I said, I was fair. I don't want to pick on Epic and act like they're the only company.
Well, no, and that's what I'm saying.
That I would not put my card into. But if they're lying about being hacked, that's different. You do not conceal that somebody's information has been stolen. I don't know if this is true either way, but if it comes out, y'all are going to get an Epic Q rant. Oh, Epic. Ha! I didn't mean it that way. Because that's not okay.
Anyway,
that is not okay.
Suggestion is if, Epic claims that they don't believe they were hacked. Now, they didn't go straight out and say they weren't hacked. They said there's no evidence of them being hacked.
Which is what I don't like, because that's a very safe statement.
So, I mean, my suggestion is if you do have data on Epic, change your password, maybe reset your credit cards, just to be on the safe side. It's not a bad habit to get into anyway. But yeah, no, I don't trust Epic. I just don't. I never have. And honestly, trusting any corporation is probably a bad idea.
In general, correct. But I know me and Epic don't get along, but I'd like to believe that if they confirm this, they will tell you, because that's just.
Well, they have to. They're required by law if they can confirm. Now.
Yeah, but there's probably a lot of ways to work around that by just actively not confirming it. I mean, come on, dude. We know legalese. That's why you don't confirm it. You just go out of your way not to confirm it. So the question is that, oh, God, I hate corporations. I really do.
I mean, if you get hacked, there's a lot of regulations that say you have to say something.
But be careful. I mean, game companies are getting hacked a lot these days.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of money going through game
which
companies,
is why live service. You know what? I'm hoping this will kill the monetization of live service a bit, where they keep trying to make you pump money into it, because you really don't need to be spending money online on these games. You really don't, because of this. Because, having your card in there is bad, and constantly running your card through on here. And
even online, even offline, you're not safe. I mean, you have people that ran their cards at the Target store, a while back, that got, just going to Target and using your card. So even physical locations isn't necessarily 100% safe.
Yeah, they got to figure out something with that, aren't they?
I mean, that's why most credit cards are highly insured. That's why I say don't tend to use your debit card, is because they don't tend to have the level of insurance as a credit card.
I'm going to have to look into some alternatives, you're right. But, yeah, so another game company got hacked. It's unfortunately very common these days. I mean, Epic will be fine since, apparently, I think we covered that Disney and Epic are looking into some things. So, they may have Disney money back in them soon, so they'll be fine.
Oh, yeah. How about this one, man?
This is probably one of the most interesting ones I've seen in a while. Now, we did a little extra step. We actually went in and went to look at this app, or this curator device. We went and we clicked it. We checked it out, and what it is, there's a Steam curator that you can utilize that will let you know which games have been worked on by Sweet Baby Inc. Now, as is being shown to you now, the app quite literally does exactly that. It tells you if a game has been worked on by Sweet Baby Inc. It has over 97. Wow, that is a lot more than last time. Okay, that's how I heard about it. It had 6,000. So over 97,000 people are following it. And the interesting thing is that, as it says, it's a tracker that lets you know which games involve Sweet Baby Inc. And our literal thing is, the immediate thing that Xeno said is, man, it would be awesome if there was something that could tell you everything Dicejunkies involved with. We'd be like, cool, people could go check out our stuff, know where we've been. We were like that. Unfortunately, apparently, Sweet Baby Inc. does not feel this way.
Now, I will give them one point, and that is they do list everything is not recommended. So,
no, that's the games, though. They're not doing that. They didn't.
Well, no, that's them. That's the curator is not recommending anything that's on the list.
Oh, the curator has not recommended.
Yeah.
Well, that's their opinion, though.
But so that is the only thing, is all of them are not recommended.
I don't even know.
So that's the only negative aspect.
The negative aspect is apparently the curator does not like any of these games. But the goal of because what I understand too, it's even using their website publicly available information to pull it. So it's not even like this is using any backends. It's going and saying what games the Sweet Baby Inc. reported they're working on, and it's gathering that information for you. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because Sweet Baby Inc. has apparently taken quite a bit of offense to this and has actively went out of their way to ask people to mass support and harass the creator, this curator, even going as far as to look up their account and tell people who they are, which is obviously against Steam's policies and also highly inappropriate. Now, the reason they're doing this is because people are using this curator to not get any game that they're involved in, because the majority of people hate Sweet Baby Inc. The problem with that, though, is that I'm going to defend on this angle of they hate Sweet Baby Inc. because of Sweet Baby Inc. They don't hate Sweet Baby Inc. because of the curator. The curator is merely doing something you can do by going to their website. Because I already knew it, games, as you know, because I think we did that last show.
Yeah, last show
we showed you that they have a page that shows you what games they've worked on. It's on their website. So it's like, the curator is not doing anything that you can't literally click a link and go see. And that's the truth. The curator is also has no negativity on his site other than they've not recommended any of the games, which is completely up to them. So I'm like, you should not harass the person.
Yeah.
Simple as that. You can't harass somebody because they don't like your games. You can't harass somebody because other people are using that curator to avoid your games. In fact, let's be real. That curating app has no effect. Anybody that dislikes you that much already knows what you worked on. They know that. Because I know what they worked on. He knows what they worked on. If you know who Sweet Baby... In fact, if you even know who Sweet Baby Inc. is, it's because you know what games they worked on. That's how you know who they are. 9 times out of 10. It is a very small percentage of people who will know who Sweet Baby Inc. is, know what they do, have a negative opinion of them, have no idea what they've worked on. That's almost impossible. You will dislike them because of at least one game you know of they've worked on, and you probably will know of the other games too. So the curator is not a factor. They're just feeling hurt, but unfortunately they reacted in an unprofessional way and violated policies. We're hoping that Steam will react appropriately because harassment is inappropriate. It also can literally be dangerous. And I'm tired of seeing these companies that are supposed to be righteous and supposed to be trying to do the right thing behave in such an ugly way. I mean, quite literally, the concept of what I remember when I was looking at what they say they're doing was supposed to be against harassment. Because what is racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, other than a form of harassment? What is that other than that? It's a form of hate and harassment and mistreatment. You can't turn around and harass people and say you're against harassment. No, you're not. You're just against people harassing you and your friends and the people you care about. That's not right. You need to be against harassment. You need to say, don't harass people. We don't believe that anyone should be bullied. Don't be anti-bully, but go, well, except redheads. They bully redheads. We bully redheads. Don't bully these people, but even bully redheads. No, be like, we shouldn't bully. Be anti-harassment.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Be anti-harassment. Don't tell people to go harass somebody. You know what I mean? Don't tell somebody to go harass somebody and then say that you're trying to stop mistreatment. You're mistreating someone. You are harassing somebody. You're using your large influence to harass someone. Because this is a single person, and here's what's bad.
Yeah, including DOSing.
They're DDoSing? Why am I not surprised? And DDoSing is really inappropriate. I think is it illegal? I don't know if it's illegal, but I know it's highly inappropriate.
Well, it says they accidentally DDoS.
So these are the kind of people. Yeah. So that just to me, I'm going to say that means that Sweet Baby Inc. is now operating exactly like a hate group.
But
because that's hate group activity. DDoSing and harassment on that level is a hate group. That's what it is. So disgusting behavior. Why am I surprised that another group is just acting like this?
It's another group. I mean, to me, they think they're doing. They have a cause. They have a cause. They think they're doing right in their head. It's just one of those things of they're not. But they also, because they think they're doing right, they think that whatever they do is right.
Oh, you ever seen TV tropes? It's the well-meaning psycho.
Yeah.
The person standing there covered in blood with an axe that goes, I'm helping. And it's like...
That's what I see them as.
Well-meaning psycho.
Yes, the well-meaning psycho.
You're covered in blood going, I'm helping. I'm making things better. It's like, no, you're not.
So honestly, I don't think they're malicious. I think they're just crazy.
Yeah. Oh, no. Like I just said, they think they're helping and their goal, but then as soon as they get upset, they do the very thing that they're saying you shouldn't do. And I'm like, no, you're just saying that you're just picking which group is allowed to be picked on. That's all you're doing. You're picking which group. You're not solving the actual problem that the behavior is bad.
Which, I mean, that's become a world thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not just a problem of why, it's a problem of what you're doing. We also need to stop what you're doing too. You're right about the why. I'm black. I understand. You're right about the why. But you also need to stop the how. Murder is bad. No, murdering women is terrible. But you don't want to just stop the murdering of women. You want to stop murder. You don't go, right, we've done it. We convinced people that murdering women is bad. They're murdering everybody else now. Could we stop the murder in general? They're like, no. But we stopped the woman. No. Can we stop the murder? Also,
anyway, it's a stupid topic, but I mean, Sweet Baby
yes,
Inc.
It's all stupid.
I know, Sweet Baby Inc. It's one of those things of it's just it's interesting because it's so stupid
and so common.
Yeah.
It's becoming a repeated. It's Kotaku. It's the other groups. It's just a bad behavior for people, well-meaning people doing bad behavior. Because I do believe they're well-meaning. I want to say that. I believe they're well-meaning, but what they're doing is not good. What they're doing right now, is not good. And it's unfortunate because it's you're ruining the message. You're ruining the message.
Oh. There we go.
Yeah, what you got for us?
No, I was actually looking at this. So Embracer is reportedly selling Saber Interactive for $500 million, including its Star Wars KOTOR remake. That thing's never happening, dude. That's
gonna restart it all over again. Yeah. So inform me on Saber Interactive. I'm drawing a blank. I've been distracted. Because why is it worth $500 million, dude? That's a lot.
Let's see.
Holy crap,
Saber Interactive.
I just saw a lot of cut jobs when he scrolled down. Jeez. We'll go back.
Yeah. Let's see.
Their
wiki.
Jesus.
They are known for
New World?
Let's see.
They gotta have a
It's American video game publisher founded in, let's see, headquarters.
Halo, the remake of Halo Combat Evolved, development on the Master Chief Collection. Hold on, what's that? Partnered on The Witcher 3.
Yeah.
Did they do anything? They did World War Z? Okay, World War Z.
Well, they acquired 3D Realms, which had a lot of IPs. I mean, I remember 3D Realms back in the day.
They got them?
I don't think so. That was back in 2021. So I didn't even have...
Let's see if anything big. Because we're seeing games.
Here we go.
See anything that's jumping off.
Time
Shift. Oh, that's way back. Ooh.
Yeah.
They worked on that. Shaq Fu. Hey, Shaq Fu.
Shaq Fu.
Yeah.
World War Z.
Call of Cthulhu back in the day. Vampire with a Y back in the day. They worked on Halo Combat Evolved. They worked on Halo. They worked on Halo games. They're not obviously Bungie.
Yeah.
SnowRunner Crisis. Okay, Crisis.
World War Z and World War Z Aftermath.
Yeah, don't forget Crisis. Evil Dead the game. Red Out. SnowRunner.
They worked with ID Software on Quake Champions, Basketball Playgrounds, World War Z, Wild Card, Gloomhaven.
Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Okay, yeah.
For Nintendo Switch specifically.
Oh, the Nintendo Switch port that's not out yet.
They're working on Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2. It comes out later this year. So we don't, and of course they've got Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic maybe one day.
An untitled Painkiller
title. One day, maybe in the future.
Descent. That would be interesting to see a
one
Descent.
Day, maybe in the future.
TBA.
Man, they got a lot of IPs, but that kind of feels like they're overpaid. Am I being unfair? There's a lot of IPs, but I don't know how these people are going to get their money.
Yeah.
Because the games they have upcoming are all, one, not even dated for release outside of Space Marine, and two, as much as me and Bloodaxe are looking for Warhammer 40K Space Marine, I don't think it's going to take a big bite out of that $500 million. I mean, games don't tend to hit that big. I don't think it's going to take a big bite out of that $500 million buy-in. And look at that. Oh, my God. I hate so many jobs cut, man. 1,300 jobs. 8%. We'll talk about that number again later. People taking bites out of their company. That worries me because that doesn't look good for the upcoming games. That's such an expensive purchase because they're going to need to make that money and they're going to want to make it fast. I don't see anything on that list that's going to take a bite. I don't even think I see $100 million game coming up.
I don't know.
Not even $100 million.
$500 million as far as company purchases isn't really that big.
No, most of the time when I see that, though, they've at least got one big IP.
But yeah.
That got a big money maker. What did you see on that list that's a big one? Like a guarantee.
Dude, nothing.
I mean, they have either an Elder Scrolls or a Call of Duty or a Diablo. They have something in their wheelhouse. But when I look down that list, nothing was like.
Well, my thing is I don't even know how much of those IPs they actually own. They just worked on the game for somebody else.
Yeah, the ones that were big were all games they just worked on. The ones they owned.
So it doesn't seem like they really own a lot of IPs, so.
And that scares me because I want another KOTOR. But KOTOR, as much as I want it, I don't know.
Been the hot potato, man, of
Yeah, can they afford to make it now? Because it's a risk. I'll admit it, dude. Yeah. It is a risk. It's a risk to make.
Well, and this is, Embracer Group is not, necessarily. They're known for buying game companies and then turning around and selling them. These are the same people who bought Gearbox and apparently is in the current process of selling Gearbox,
So they tend to flip. They flip them like houses.
Because, supposedly Gearbox is in the last stages of finalization on its sale, which is odd because we still don't know to whom.
Tencent.
To keep it under wraps for this long, honestly, probably something like that.
It's the most questionable company to sell them to. Like, everybody, dude, every time Tencent buys a company, it's big news. Everybody's like, oh, crap, another company got sold to Tencent. So one company that you probably don't want, like think about it. You never hear about Tencent planning to buy a company. You only ever hear about it afterward. It's always like, yeah, Tencent bought them. Because nobody wants to admit they're even talking about it. Nobody wants to admit it. So it's always after the fact. I bet I would not be surprised it's Tencent. Because that's the one group I could think of that no one would tell you they're in talks with. Because I can't remember that often and anyone ever admitting that they were talking to them ever. It's always afterward. Because, it's too late then. It's like, okay, yep, it's too late. Tencent's got them. Can't do nothing about it.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, we'll see what happens, but I think that KOTOR, unfortunately, won't be made until they've already started getting into a profitable zone. I don't think they're willing to put the money into it until they've taken a bite out of that $500 million buy-in.
Like I said, I think KOTOR's a hot potato, dude. I think everybody's afraid to really finish it because it's a gem. It's a gem that was out there. It's so beloved. If you don't do it right, the amount of it will destroy you if you do KOTOR
it's a black
wrong.
eye.
Yeah.
It's going to give you a black eye. It's going to not sell. Because here's what's going to happen. When you do it, no, people are not going to pre-order it. It is going to be, people are going to wait. Because they're going to be wary. It's definitely a game that you better make it. I don't think it's going to be.
You got to forget the position we're in, dude. Like, there's a lot of people who don't stay informed. There's a lot of people who are going to see KOTOR, and they're going to immediately pre-order that. The general, dude, as much as we talk about it on the show, we have and as much as we see it on other YouTube channels, when it comes to still the masses don't pay attention to the industry. They see KOTOR, and they're going to remember, I played that game. It was awesome.
They're not young enough. No. To the people that play KOTOR, especially because they're Star Wars fans and have been through so much with Star Wars recently, I do not believe they'll get some. The majority are gonna wait and see. Because Star Wars has been through too much lately. It does not have anybody left that remembers this game that is not wary. I don't think there's anybody that still has stars in their eyes.
If it comes out, I bet you it does tons of pre-sales.
I say it will not.
All right.
I say it'll get some, but it will not be sold. It will not make any records. People will be waiting because half of them are going to be like, what did Disney have to do with it? I think a lot of people are going to be waiting.
Nah, man, I think people are still going to get suckered in by it. I'm sorry. I don't have the trust that people won't get suckered into it.
They're too wise, man. I just walked around looking at old school Star Wars fans. I saw wisdom. That's what I
great.
saw.
That's great.
I saw wisdom in them old Star Wars fans' eyes. Wisdom.
I hope you were right.
A little bit of gray. There's a little gray, and there's wisdom in their eyes. I saw Obi-Wans. I didn't see these new generation. I saw Obi-Wans.
I'm so wise.
I didn't see Rays. I saw Obi-Wans. I'm talking about the old man Obi-Wans. I saw wisdom. They're going to be like,
all right.
Let's see what they did to it. So that first few reviews are going to make or break it. Make or break it.
We'll see. People still bought Last of Us 2. That's all I got to say, man.
That's a new franchise. That's a new audience.
Well,
that wasn't
true.
Old players.
That was a younger audience.
You remember how old KOTOR is?
Yeah, I know. Okay.
People that remember KOTOR are over 30 minimum. There is not a 15-year-old KOTOR
You're saying a much more informed audience.
Yes, older.
Okay.
They're parents now. They're not kids. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that everybody who played it is older anyway. They may not even know how to pre-order. They're thinking it's going to be on disc. They may not even know. Let me go on the GameSpot and get KOTOR. What's pre-order? They say, we're older, man. He's up here thinking there's a bunch of 12-year-olds going, I remember that. I'd be like,
no, it's not that. I just don't.
You just don't have as much faith as I do. I believe KOTOR fans, because also
it's weird. I'm usually the one that has faith and hope, and somehow with this, we've turned the tides.
No, man. Old school KOTOR players know better.
All right. I hope you're right.
I hope so too. But I also feel real safe in this bet because it's never getting made. So it's never getting made. It's never getting made, man.
Okay.
$500 million stands in the way of this game being made. It ain't never getting made. Unless someone goes to Embracer and buys KOTOR specifically from them, it ain't getting made. Because there's no way they're sinking the amount of money needed to make that game into it. When they're $500 million in the hole with not a single IP that's going to make that money up unless Warhammer Space Marines pulls a Helldiver and just effing explode. Heck, it might not even need to pull a Helldiver. It might need to pull a Power World. It might need to be like world spanning. Because while Helldiver's doing good, I don't think it's hit Power World numbers yet. I heard it's climbing. But I haven't heard anybody say that it's like, Game of the Year sales, like the best-selling Game of the Year. Yeah. But it's climbing. May get there. There.
More layoffs.
Yeah, like I said, we're gonna go back around to that. I think it may be 8 again. Is it 8 or 9 for our? It's 8. It's 8 again. 8%, the magic number.
Oh yeah. So PlayStation community means blah blah blah. Anyway, Sony says they're laying off another 900 people.
8%. And the interesting thing about this, and again, as I say, we do not celebrate the losses of jobs. That is my golden rule because I need my job. And I do believe in the concept of you get what you be careful. You mess around, you end up in the same place.
I mean, we saw this coming, though, because, last week we talked about Sony's stock dropping by, like $18 billion or something.
Deals being signed, man. Massively bad deals. We're talking about massive $500 million. And
So when their stock dropped last week, this was the next thing that was going to hit.
Yeah. And Madam Web, the movie, I know they were probably doing it to keep the Spider-Man IP, but from what I understand, they did spend a decent penny on it, and it did poorly. It did not make any money. Now, I'm saying don't make any money. I think it lost. I think it's in the loss. Last time I checked, I don't believe it broke even. You could check if you want to, but I think it actually is in the hole. Now, we checked to see if they made any changes, and they still have Kraven and Venom 3 lined up to be released. And I kind of was hoping that they had canceled those because this is terrible. I mean, you make bad decisions, and then the people that pay are your staff, not the decision makers. We all know this 8% is not going to be anybody in there making bad calls. It's going to be hardworking people sitting at a desk just doing what they're told. That's just the reality. And Craven, if you came in and heard us at the beginning, it's a bad call. It's a bad call. It's a bad call. Like we were, if you heard us, we were talking and we were saying, name 3 Spider-Man Rogues Gallery villains. Then we did another 3, and we didn't get anywhere near Craven.
Well, I mean, do you think they're doing Craven because of Spider-Man 2? I think was Craven. So,
yeah, he was in there. And
I think he was the main.
And he's not even a good villain for a movie, really. Let alone you're gonna make a whole show about Craven.
Yeah,
that's a bad idea. It's just a bad idea. Morbius didn't work, and Morbius is infinitely more interested in Craven.
Yeah. Hey, Morbius did better than Madam Web.
Yeah, Madam Web was and Madam Web and Craven and me are about the same level of not interesting, and you saw how that went. And Morbius is probably a more popular character than Craven because he has had his own comic. I don't even know if Craven's had his own comic. He probably has because everybody has.
I think so.
But I know of Morbius's comic, and he is a vampire. Yeah. He's at least a vampire. So this is a bad idea. It's going to lose more money. And here's why I'm even talking about it. We were talking about it because I'm wondering if they're going to bomb this movie and then fire more people. And is that Sony's new plan? Here's what we'll do. We'll just make bad calls, and then innocent people will suffer. So, oh, those look terrible. I never seen a comic that looks just bad the second you looked at it. Ugh.
It was recently published, 2023.
And it looks absolutely awful. So there you go. It probably was canceled shortly after. But, and even then, most of those aren't. Like, you notice a lot of those aren't titled Craven. Like, there's one that says Craven.
Yeah.
But, because that's Darkheart, one of those covers. That wasn't even accurate. I saw Darkheart on one. But basically, it's a bad call. So the question that comes up is, are they going to consistently sit up here and put out these, make bad calls, and then fire people to keep themselves afloat until that, I don't know. When do you stop? I would have much rather they put their stock back up by making good decisions, because this is unfortunate, because it used to be you make bad calls, you're not listening to the customer, you're trying to meet, I don't know what kind of strange criteria, because I refuse to even talk about him. I don't even care. I'm not going into it. I'm sick and tired of talking about it. So you're trying to meet some kind of criteria and you're losing money. But now you are being harmful, because now you are trying to meet this criteria and you are making your own staff suffer for it. That's not cool. Now this is harmful. It has actually reached the point of harmful. 900 people lost their jobs because when people told you, we don't want to see this movie, we want to see Spider-Man, you said, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about. Now 900 people are fired. When people go, we don't want to see Craven, and you say, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about, how many people are going to get fired? When you go Venom 3 and there's still no Spider-Man, and we go, dude, we really want to see Spider-Man in Venom 3, you go, shut up, you know what you're talking about, how many people get fired then? When you make your next Spider-Man game and you go, you know what, they spent $300 million on Spider-Man 2. Let's spend $600 on Spider-Man 3, no Peter Parker. Okay, shut up. We're like, hey, we don't want that. It says, let's make a double game. You know what? 50% of the game is going to be Mary Jane. Even though Peter's not in it, it's just going to be Miles and Mary.
Not that much.
No, it's at the new game, Spider-Man 3. Okay. 50% of the game is going to be Mary Jane. The other half's Miles Morales.
No, they'll just put some other.
Yeah, they did kind of like hit it Silk. So, okay, yeah. 50% of the game is Silk. 50% of it is Miles Morales. And, we say, we don't want that. Why don't you make a separate game? Can we have, well, no, you don't know what you're talking about. How many people get fired then? So it's just going to be a pain train of people getting terminated to finance this bad momentum that Sony is on over and over and over. And nobody's happy. Customers aren't happy. Employees aren't happy. The people that are trying to make happy aren't happy because it's not succeeding. They get mad because they see it fail and people talk about it because it fails. Then they're not happy. So no one's happy. So Sony, good job. You're just on a path of unhappiness where no one's happy. What do you do with that? No one's happy because you're not even succeeding at your goal. I don't see anybody happy. Who's happy? Show me who's happy about Spider-Man 2.
Well,
no one's happy. Sweet Baby Ink's not happy. We saw that. What? Are they happy? They're not. We just saw Sweet Baby Ink's not happy.
Let's talk about a show that has made a lot of people happy, but, Sony, who owns Crunchyroll, keeps doing things that aren't making people happy.
You know how many people are going to get fired from this?
Solo Leveling sets a record with most disliked episode on Crunchyroll. So basically, here's the deal. Solo Leveling was a anime that got made because
is an
anime that got made because of fans. Fans begged and begged for this manga to be turned into an anime. People wanted this as an anime.
Including me. Love this manga. Love this manga. Love it.
So one of the few times that Sony listened and actually did, or, Crunchyroll, Sony, did what the fans wanted. And it blew up. The episodes have been loved. It's been very popular. We talked last week. Now they're making 2 documentaries based off of making this anime. And we were like, man, they'll do anything to try to make an extra buck off these fans. And now,
Sony?
They delayed the 8th episode. And instead of just going, hey, we're on a hiatus, which they've done before on other animes, plenty of animes have taken a week or 2 hiatus in the middle. Instead, they decided, well, no, we're going to put in an episode recapping the last 7 episodes. And, for one, the 8th episode being delayed was a last-minute thing, so not most people...
Very last minute.
Yeah, so not a lot of people knew about it. They came in Saturday when the new episode was supposed to be released, and they saw 7.5 recap episode. And I get your immediate thing's going to be the thumbs down it, man. If I didn't know... I bet
a bunch of people didn't even watch it. They probably thumbs down immediately and just left.
Dude, if I didn't know before because we keep up with this and we do this show, I probably would have thumbs downed it.
Yeah, we knew that the 8th episode was delayed because we're Dicejunkies. We're always keeping up with what's going on. And then we saw that there was going to be a recap episode, and we were like, and what's funny? Immediately I said, that's going to be a catastrophe.
Yeah.
I said, that's a terrible idea. Like, they're way better off doing nothing. But wow, I will admit, I did not know it was going to be the most disliked episode. I thought it was going to be that Dragon Maid poorly, translated, the localized one. But it has managed to pass that. So, hey, you know what? There you go. People act like everyone's so galvanized, but we can all agree this was bad. Like, universally, everyone said, and I know I have these opinions and you have that opinions, but this was effing stupid. I love seeing everyone agree together.
Yeah.
That everyone said, no matter what you think about anything else, you were better off just saying, because we went to an anime. Hey, dude, we went to an anime and they didn't explain it was on hiatus. It just wasn't there. How many times we went and said, oh, no episode this week? That happens to us all the time because we follow 4 or 5 animes at a time. We'll go look and we'll be like, yo, let's go check out. Oh, there's no, and that's it. We don't freak out. We just go, all right, no. There's only 1 episode. They didn't do 2 because, we'll wait 2 weeks sometimes.
63.6 thousand dislikes.
So, essentially, it's okay to delay. It's perfectly fine, and they know that. A great advantage, too, about not putting out an episode? There's nothing to dislike. Again, business savvy.
See, previously, Solo Leveling managed to break the record held by Luffy's Gear 5 debut for the most liked episode, and now it has both broken the record for the most liked and the most disliked.
Well, I don't know why they bothered. It's like, dude, you just say it's on delay.
Dude, this is also a sign, though, of listening to fans. I mean, even though, yes, it's the most disliked, that many people were upset that they didn't get another episode. That shows you how much listening to fans brings people to your channel. I mean, dude, they probably have garnered a lot of subscriptions because they listen to fans and they actually put out Solo Leveling.
Because here's what's funny. To tell you how good a good idea it was to do this, none of those people left. They're all waiting for the next episode. Every last one of those dislikes is waiting for the next episode. Oh, yeah. They're going to be there. Well, they're just mad that you did this.
But this, to me, also makes it even more shocking when your fans go, quit fucking with our translations, and you're like, haha, fuck you. You know, it's like, wait a second. We listened to the fans and we got good stuff, and now we're letting these people go out there and taunt our fans.
Well, the previous record holder for the most liked...
And that's why 900 employees...
Thank you. Thank you for backing me up on that. Yeah, see? Thanks. You see? No, you got to think about this, too, because this is a big deal about them breaking that record. Because the previous record holder was not an anime they made. They managed to beat One Piece, one of the most popular animes in the effing world, for episode popularity. You made it, baby. You listen to fans and you top the records. That's an amazing accomplishment. Amazing. And all you did was listen. That's all you did. Mm-hmm. But on the flip side, yeah, I know you guys said you didn't want more Mary Jane, but F you. Okay, wow. All right.
Yeah.
It's just like mind-numbing because the instant incredible monetary results that you gain for listening. It's literally, hey, you know what? People are tired of turn-based combat in their Pokemon games. Well, yeah, but they've also... Well,
but okay, that's our thing.
You know, yeah, I mean, should we bother being original or doing any other updates? Or No, just take out the turn-based combat. What about the other stuff? I don't know, survival, I don't even care. Dude, just get rid of the turn-based. Whatever else you do, wouldn't even care, it'll work. Boom. Top games. Helldivers. Hey, man, we're going to make a live service. We're going to do some monetization. Okay. Well, how are we going to make it work? You saw what happened to Suicide Squad. Let's make it fun, and let's not put any of that other stuff in there. You know what stuff? You know what I mean. Just make it fun. Make it fun. Make it fun. A lot of shooting. Explosions. A lot of shooting. Fun. Characters being over the top. And that's it. Okay? Helldivers. Boom, 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 boom. Xbox players don't even care. They're begging for it. Please, PlayStation. We play Helldivers. Big petition. Guess what? Not a fan of PlayStation? Sign the petition. I'm like, hey, man, I want to play it too. I'm looking at it on PC. I got people on PC begging me to get the game on PC. I'm considering it. You know, because it's just fun. It's amazing. It's not even a delay. It's not a minor effect. It is people are starved for you to listen and provide the product they want. It's instant money. They did not have to fire anybody. All they had to do was just listen.
Well, dude, and we've said it in the past, you know, yes, there's this other group out there, and you can listen to them too. There's nothing wrong with putting out stuff targeting different fan bases. Just don't fuck one of your fan bases to try to please another. You just go, hey, no, this is for you guys. Look, we're listening to you. We put this out. Oh, no, you guys, we got you too. We put this out, you know?
Well, the people that are asking me to play Helldivers are all from the other group.
Well, yeah.
They're all my friends who are on the other side of the fence. None of them are straight. They're all playing Helldivers. They're not playing Sweet Baby games. They're playing Helldivers.
But that's also the point of putting out something that doesn't...
That's fun?
That's just fun.
Yeah, they're playing Helldivers.
But what I'm saying, though, is you can also target fan bases as well.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that. You just don't go and tell your other fan bases to screw themselves, you know?
But everybody... But I said that just to say everybody wants fun games.
Yeah.
More than they want that. Period. It's like... They want fun games because when I talk to people, the thing they want to play the most is a fun game more than anything else. They like it. Because I talked to them. They love it. They love it. They do love that. I talked to them. They love the representation, but they also love fun.
Well, dude, I mean, out of the games that have like the massive representation and all that stuff that have had success, you know, most of them have been very upfront about what they are. You know, I mean, we've seen some of them on the Game Pass. We've seen things pop up, and they're very upfront about what they are, and they're not telling other people to go screw off. They're saying, "Hey, this is made for these people who like this," and those people go out.
Dude, the Life is Strange series has done very well, and it's very popular, and it is. Every single game has been very representative. It's a great series. I love following the stories. I always check in to see what they're about, and they tell some very interesting narratives.
But when this fan base or this fan base goes out and tries to steal something from the other fan base and tells the normal fans to screw off, it's always been a bad idea.
Like I said, it is. And like I said, everybody just wants to have fun together. You know, like I said, I have been invited to play Helldivers by people all across the board because the game is fun. But the main people who have been asking me are people who like Sweet Baby Inc. And they're saying, no, let's come play Helldivers. And I was like, okay. And they were playing Baldur's Gate 3 before that. They were like, oh yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 is pretty good, but this is the game we're playing, man.
Well,
we're
it's
going
a
to go
completely
play it
different, completely different genre.
Yeah, and they were playing that, but now they're like, no, this is the game. And they're like, dude, you need to come play it. You're going to love it. Come play this. We're playing it right now. We're streaming it live because we're on Discord. They're like, come watch us play. We swear you'll buy it. But I got passed out. I was tired. I was like, man, I'm trying. I can't keep my eyes open. But like, and then my other friend was watching it, and he stayed on and watched it. And he was like, man, if I didn't work nights, I'd jump onto this game. Fun. And here's a great thing. You know what that means? If I get on there, guess what? Everybody's playing together. Unity, cooperation, sharing fun spaces together. Actual accomplishments. Helldivers, bringing people together for democracy. That's a tagline from the game. That's not a political objective. That's their tagline in the game. You know, but this is what we're saying. They're making money hand over fist. They killed the console wars. Xbox people think it's awesome and want to play it. The ones who have PCs are buying it. It's amazing what you can do when you just try to make something people want to play. Suicide Squad could have been that. You know, easy. Spider-Man 2 could have been that.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm saying.
I mean, I mean, you just got to quit trying to ostracize your fans.
And I'm only doing this now, not for my own personal gains. It's because it's breaking my heart to see these firings. That's why. I'm too many people are losing jobs over this now. This is becoming a problem, man. People are losing jobs because companies don't want to listen. It ain't even about the politics. It's the companies not listening.
I don't know, dude. You know? I guess I have a different aspect on the whole job thing. Like, I don't know the people who are losing the jobs. I don't know if they deserve to lose their job or not. I think some people do deserve to lose a job, you know.
But if that's the case, then they didn't do that outside of these events. Just, you know, clean up, clean shop. But unfortunately, it seems to always happen after a financial blow.
Well, a lot of that's because companies use that for excuses to get rid of poor output employees. I mean, dude, I mean, one of the big things, I mean, whenever a company sells, they go and they look at they look at the fat and they go ahead and trim the fat off, you know? And it's because they have an excuse at that point that nobody can say anything about. They can't accuse anybody of any kind of misjudgment. They say, "Hey, look, we're selling. We've got to reduce the numbers though this month so we can get this amount of money and meet what our responsibility to our shareholders. So these people have to go, and there's no questions."
And I guess then I'm shocked just because the idea that 8% of your company was like at that point. It's like, woo, that's a lot of fat to trim. Yeah. That you got to clean off like 8% of your entire company. But okay, you know what? Notice what we're doing here though. That's a different opinion.
I'm not saying this. I'm not even saying I'm right. I'm saying
different opinion. Neither one of us can say we're right.
Yeah, because I don't know the 900 names.
Like you're saying that maybe it is a necessary change. I'm concerned that they're making mistakes, and then those mistakes.
Well, they made mistakes, obviously,
and then those are trickling down to other people. If that's not the case, then hey, let Sony black its own eye and take what it deserves. I just don't want it to be we're using our employees to be able to make mistakes. And we just go, if we F up this, we'll just fire more people. That's what I'm scared of. I'm scared of it being we're using human sacrifice to power our bad decisions. We're just like, we got plenty of employees. We'll just keep firing employees every time we won't want to listen to anybody. That might not be what's happening. He made a very good point. It could be instead, every time something goes wrong, they go, all right, we're going to get the company leaner and make it run smoother. That's a way to turn a mistake into a benefit, which is good business at that particular point, going, we'll make ourselves better every time we make a mistake. Now, you need to follow it up by stop making the dang mistake.
Well, yeah.
To back that up, you do need to stop making the mistake.
So, all right, well, that's going to wrap us up, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out Dicejunkies.com where you find links everywhere online, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell on our YouTube channel so you get notifications whenever we go live or we post anything outside of our normal live hours.